Welcome everyone to the off-season King of the Palace, sponsored by Watch Me Suck at Bowling. This week we have the number 1 seed, Mr. Johnny Blaze, facing the number, what seed were you, 3?
3.
The number 3 seed, and Brian Robinson, who not only defeated the reigning king in Dean Sullivan, he made Sears go bankrupt. Now he's saying that he wants to crack some nuts. So Johnny, what do you have to say about the Nutcracker?
Makes my job easier. I get to my food without working for it.
I gotta eat it first, but you know.
Yeah, if he eats my food, then I'm toast.
I think he just said,
I'm allergic to nuts anyway, so I don't care.
no.
No, he doesn't.
That's what he said.
Okay.
He said he has to eat first.
That is true. I'm not saying anything to that then.
Well, so when the smoke clears, we will have a new King of the Palace champion. Gentlemen, any last words before we hit the alleys?
Nope.
Let the kids fall.
Oh.
Well, we know how well that one worked out now, don't we?
It's going to work this time, I hope.
We'll see how it goes. That's all.
Let's get to the action. Up first on alley 3, Mr.
squirrel.
Johnny Blaze,
No, it's the
a.k.a.
squirrel.
the Squirrel, a.k.a. the Ghost Rider, a.k.a. Don't Crack His Nuts.
Just say something funny right before he
Off to
throws
the right.
the ball.
Because that would be fair.
Ooh, punches out the 1-8.
Johnny Blaze has been bowling for 15 years. His high single is a 186. His high trip is a 421. He comes out of bogey lanes and lucky
Good out.
strike lanes. And his dad is in the audience. And his grandpa, the Italian Stallion, is online.
I didn't even see his dad get here.
421 for his high triple.
Yeah?
With how,
I thought it would have been higher.
That's what I was thinking. The way he throws his ball.
Yeah.
I do recall that 186 though. That did come up against me in a tournament this past December.
185.
He's
Still written on the board over there.
Oh.
Blaze started off that game with a spare, then had 3 opens, and proceeded to go with a 4-bagger. So it was sitting at, I believe, 60 plus at the half. Oh. Threw a 4-bagger, and then a 126 back half for a 186.
Next up, the guy that put Sears out of business in the last episode.
Mr. Brian Robinson on alley 3. He's been bowling for 30 plus years. His high single is a 182. His high trip is a 432. His average is a 108. And his qualifying score is a 572.
Brian's jumped past a couple people today.
Brian defeated the reigning king. And he also defeated our colleague, Mr. Sean Sears. Did you get hurt? Hey? Put me in, coach. I'm ready to go.
Brian did have an injury during the last game.
That's right, he did. And he still ended up bowling a 140.
After he hurt his finger, he ended up going 5 marks in a row. So,
I know, maybe I shouldn't have given him that Band-Aid.
yeah, I blame you for my loss
I'm
now.
sorry.
I don't blame you, I would too.
What? Everybody blames me for everything though, so.
How do you think that poor muffin felt?
Yeah.
Off to the right, leaves a diamond.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
1, 2, 3, and a 5. I did give the shuttle to the wife though. Some people had some questions.
Some people had some questions.
Yeah, they wanted to know what kind of cards you're playing.
I just name them, anything. No, it's usually either poker or rummy or anything like that.
Oh, I thought it was like Uno or
No. Go Fish. Usually it's Go Fish or Old Maid. Yeah.
Yeah.
The classics.
I remember playing that when I was a kid.
How good are you at rock, paper, scissors?
I'm former U.S. champ, 2008, so I'd have to say a little bit.
Shut up.
It's on YouTube.
Right now.
Is it really on
Yeah,
YouTube?
it's on YouTube. So 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Too
Oh
bad
my
you guys
God.
can't see.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
2, 3, shoot.
You guys are playing rock, paper,
2,
scissors.
3,
Is that a
shoot.
10 or a spare?
1, 2, 3, shoot.
It was a 10.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
I win.
I had him until the last
Dave
one.
lost after 5. He had scissors. Sears had rock.
Dave
We were
did
tied all the way up until to the end, and then I lost to a rock.
Dave did the rookie mistake of constantly
Sears put a
switching every
Kmart
throw,
on Dave.
so I knew exactly where he was going to go with it next.
Did you really?
You weren't going to throw the same thing twice, so I made it a little easier.
Oh.
Pro tip.
You know, and I used to have an
Really?
When I used to have an Xbox 360. Here we go again. Yes. This time Dave won 3.
See?
Rock versus scissors. I used to play Uno on Xbox 360 when it was a thing.
Right off to the left.
I was ranked about 94 out of like 54,000.
Really?
Yeah, I was surprised to realize I was way up there in the ranks.
Off to the right.
And here's a lead Dave says is really, really rare, but I get it almost every time I bowl.
What is it?
It's the
What?
diamond at an angle. 1, 2,
Looks
5,
like a square from
8.
here.
Yeah, look at that.
I almost went to look at a monitor again.
You looking at the monitor?
For those of you that watch my videos, you know you see that lead all
Here.
the time.
This is what's on the monitor.
Thanks.
It's right before he threw this. Is throwing this ball.
Yeah.
It's an accurate monitor
It is.
description.
Off to the right.
Butterball's off to
Leaves
the right
another ugly
today.
lead. Leaves the 1, 5,
And
7,
to the left.
8 with a
Oh, wait,
whole
that's
bunch
what I
of
did.
junk on the deck.
Brian has had some good splashes off the head pin his past couple of matches. He's been able to take advantage of them.
He just
It's,
had
well,
to
it's
hit
usually the head
but he
pin
did.
off the second ball.
Look at that. First mark of the match.
It almost looks like something I would be in.
This is for the King of the Palace. Off-season world title.
Except they can throw the ball a lot faster.
Off to the right.
You know, again, though, it's a slow
Leaves
start.
the 1, 2, 7, and a piece of wood rolling up behind the 2 in.
It is interesting that the first match was a match where everybody started off hot, and since then it's been a lot of slow starts.
Stole that one.
Shakes his head, but you know what? It looks the same on paper.
Now it's a matter of taking advantage of a lead like that, a shot like that.
Johnny rolled out of.
That's how.
There's a bomb.
That's how you take advantage of that kind of shot.
Johnny bowled out of bogey lanes in lucky strike lanes, which is a duck pin alley. Up now, Brian Robinson working on a spare on alley 3.
Another ball off to the left. Still able to get 5 out of it.
Yep.
Leaves
So
the
1, 3, 6, 7, and 9. Oh,
Minor. So far.
I believe that's what Nuzzo refers to as a stripper pool.
yeah, I was pretty close to it.
Gets a good 10 out of that.
How do you like our vernaculums on?
Wait, what did you say?
The vernaculums. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
Saying all sorts of things that I've never heard of.
I enjoy the different commentary between all the shows, and especially the ones that are on King of the Palace.
We just try to make it fun.
Yeah.
You know, a little off color. You know, we want to be serious, but not serious.
Oh, see, that's how you make the
Shows
four
Bob the
horsemen.
door.
After 6,
To the right.
to the right. Yeah, that was to the right. You can make it to the right.
The left. You made it to the left.
Yeah. Oh, that's
that
a double
was a
for
double.
Squirrel.
And
Going into that box, it was 68 for Blaze after 6, filling a strike, and Brian at 66 filling a spare, but now he's working on a double.
Just so you guys know, that's
wreck
how
and
you
rack.
guys hit the head pin without getting a spread eagle.
I'll go down this. another 8 fill on that first strike.
Oh,
And another spare.
Spare to answer.
Looks
Believe
like
that's
Blaze
what
is
is
going nuts here.
called an eagle.
Yes, sir.
But score checks make me confident when I go to the editor.
Up now on alley 3, Brian Robinson. He's
always
Johnny
double
Blaze
check.
just like stomped a mud hole on him. Brian's got some work to do.
Like I said, I feel Brian's pain. I've been there when Blaze gets hot like this.
Yep.
It's just one of those things you go along for the ride. It's when the Ghost Rider comes out. Oh,
Oh, nice pickup.
that's
Yep.
the 4 horsemen left, Dave.
Yeah, but he didn't even hit it the conventional way.
Well, that was your problem. You tried hitting it the conventional
Yeah,
way.
running the ladder.
These guys are really turning it on now.
Brian has no choice. He's got a big hole to dig out of.
Down 20 after 7. Also facing a spare too. Just a little off to the left. Leaves the center too.
But Brian's been bowling a lot, so
Yeah, Brian had the 5 games qualifying. Had to bowl 2 against Dean, 2 against myself.
so you should have put that on your bio that you were like the rock paper scissors champ in like 2008. You have a like was there a plaque or title? What?
I have about a 2-foot high trophy,
Yeah.
and there was a cash prize associated.
Really?
But you gotta get out more.
I'll comment it under YouTube on YouTube the video for you.
It's a 3 fill for Blaze.
How does that? So
Oh,
Chop chop.
is it a like big?
so the last year that I did it was the last year they finished it. It was actually 6 bucks for Blaze. It was sponsored by Bud Light,
Brian
Yeah.
a window.
and yeah, it was a global qualifier. They had locals, followed by regionals, followed by the finals in Vegas, and it was about 300 or so contestants in Vegas. Wow! Blaze
Dropping a bomb.
makes up for that 6.
And I haven't mentioned this every episode, which I wanted to. If you are a regular viewer of this channel and you wondered what happened to Watch Me Suck at Bowling, because it took so much time to do that and this on the video editor, Watch Me Suck at Bowling is on
And that's
hiatus
a
and
true
will
Aces of
return when King of
Aces
the
of eight.
Palace, the
Actually-
regular show, returns.
This is the double pinochle.
Oh, is this
Prune
the double
juice for
pinnacle?
everybody.
It is.
Prune juice for
I was just
everyone.
gonna say that.
Oh, nice bid.
Tried.
With that, Blaze finishes with a 143.
Great opening string.
Brian's working on a 94 with 2 to go.
Little known fact, although not in full, he witnessed me get my high single.
So is there like a lot of skill playing rock paper scissors? I'm really kind of curious about this. This is interesting.
Yeah, so in my opinion, there's a lot. I mean, ooh, there's a
Fair
half
shot.
lister.
Viola's ice cream stand in Sterling.
For me, it was pattern recognition. Trying to, like I said to you, trying to see what you would do if you would ever switch up. I knew as soon as I said it to you, you would try and switch up. So tried to predict what you might do after that. But yeah, it's all
It's like counting cards, but with your hands.
try and recognize the patterns. It's best 3 out of. Ooh, Brian with a 5.
That's not gonna help him catch up.
Needs
In
a big
couple of
box
Watch
here.
Me Suck episodes, you've seen that I've gotten a 2 frame and in 2 games managed to get a 3-digit score. So it's a 5 to him is probably nothing.
But able to leave the 1-3. Yeah, it's. I would say it's a best out of 3.
Yep.
And it's a 3-match game, so best out of 3 matches. So it gives you some time to try and figure out your opponents. Brian off to the right, leaves the finger of God.
That's very impressive. Is that how you landed the wife?
With the nickname.
Is that what you call wicked fingers?
I'll leave everybody the idea, let them figure out what
Nope.
that means.
Nope.
But with that 9, after the first game, Blaze has a lead of 143 to 108 over Brian.
Yeah.
So the finals made it to YouTube. And to answer your previous question, no, rock was my winning throw.
Really?
Another 7-10 split.
I do like this shot, not gonna lie. Especially with this wood right here.
No, you got it a lot.
I did.
Have you ever made this without the wood?
I have. I actually, oh, good bid. I actually made it at Park Place during the mixed team tournament about 4 years ago.
Yep.
Nice 10 for Brian. I played it right side of the 7-pin. It shot off the wall and came right over.
Nice. Now, are you a firm believer when you're bowling? Like, do you move side to side for different angle shots if you have to?
I try not to. I found that if I move side to side, what ends up doing, what I end up doing is I'll end up dropping my arm down. Oh, punches through. So typically, like for the 10-pin and the 6-pin, I try not to move over to that side because what I find is I end up going to the gutter more. You saw that probably last week in my match where nice 10 out of that for Brian. When I tried to move over to the right to make that, it was just straight in the gutter.
Yeah.
So my proponent is just let your arm guide your way.
Maybe that's my problem. I think I move a lot.
You do tend to go from side to side.
I was going to say, you bowled with me today. I don't know what I do.
By the way, world's worst kept Hollywood secret. When you hear about shows that happen every week or so, they're a bunch of them all taped all together at once.
Oh, you just thought of the trade secret.
The world's worst kept Hollywood secret.
Oh, wiggle, wiggle.
Wow.
Well, when I mentioned to you a couple weeks ago about
Weebles wobble.
the shot that I made, the 7-10, when I had the 7 and the 10, but I had a piece of wood laying up against the 7, I actually moved over to the right to get more of an angle on the 7. So I came in more of
That's how you hit
an
it.
angle.
Oh, I don't know that. I haven't tried that very well.
You know, so every once in a while I'll move over, but it's usually towards this. If I'm like the 7-pin, and it's a tough.
Blaze leaves the 10-pin again, and it drops 2 on the left.
And it's a tough cut shot, I will definitely move over just a little bit to the left to try to get that angle. Oh, to the right, sorry. Since I'm a
Picks it
right-handed
up.
bowler.
Funny thing is, this almost never happens on the regular King of the Palace, but it's happened quite a bit here.
I have found that with the way I throw my ball, I have a lot of right to left spin on it.
Yep.
So making the sides adjustments doesn't really make a difference for me. If I'm going for something on the left, I just can either put a little more snap on it.
Right.
Or if I'm going for something on the right, I come at I'll just angle the ball like I'm starting at the head pin and try and get it to straighten out right before it hits. Brian leaves the 1-2-8. Oh. Brian's pinning well this game, but he's got a lot of ground to make up.
He's got, huge ground to make up.
Yeah, he's got to throw another 5 marks in a row.
We've seen him do it. Oh, how does that happen?
Wow. Leaves the 3, 6, 10, 3, 6, what, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10?
No.
And the 2-pin.
Spread eagle to clip win.
Oh, let me look at the monitor. Yep.
Talent.
You're
2,
right.
3,
2-pin.
4,
Now it's a
6,
baby eagle
9,
with
all
prey
still
and talent.
standing.
Baby eagles are not cute.
Guys, it's the. Never mind.
Through the hoop, no grease?
Absolutely right. When Johnny's the squirrel is not bowling, he's a material handler. He also enjoys watching sports and spending time with his family and his friends.
See, I would have thought he would have been, there it is.
Wrecking the rack.
See, I would have thought he would have been hoarding nuts or chasing shiny objects.
Oh. Dodging cars?
Yeah, I do know he likes to climb trees.
Oh.
Man,
I don't know why. I
Nuts
just
at
got a
people
mental
walking
image of
under.
him just being really high up in a tree or something.
Ooh, half Worcester to the left.
He wanted some ice cream at the stand.
Oh, that's pretty. That's.
Oh, wow, what a bid
thought
on
he
it.
had it. It's a nice bid.
They would have to make sure to use a scoop that didn't touch any ice cream that had nuts in it, though. I was kind of scared. I wonder if a place would have a separate scoop.
Been watching me shoot that one?
I think that would be a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
They do.
Most of the time they do.
After 4,
Well, I know regular restaurants, they have separate utensils in that one.
after 4, John is at 58. Brian's at 38. Brian is down 55.
That was kind of a weird.
Is that
Good
the
shot.
back row plus the 4 pin?
Yes, it
It
is.
is 4, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I would play the cap round by the triangle. Or just play the triangle.
Wow!
I was just about to say,
That
I've
was a
actually
beautiful shot.
left that lead without the 4, so it's just the back row, and I actually made a spin.
Wow.
That's like my most impressive shot ever. I don't remember how I did it, but
They just posted a video actually. I think Brian Fuller did the same exact lead.
Really?
Yeah. And I think Blaze had it earlier today too. It's not one of those ones you see frequently.
No.
6 on the fill. Oh, and what a
Nice
shot.
pickup.
Brian turning it on when he needed to.
Yep.
you're not going to go down without a fight.
Hey, the same thing he did last game. He turned it on with 5 marks to finish. If he can do that again and Blaze kind of goes open for the rest of the way, it could be a very tight match. But Blaze is not going to make it
no.
easy out.
Oh!
That's the second strike in a row he's had a slow 6-pin on it.
That's just unbelievable.
He's really running fast on that wheel.
15 boxes
That's a
in.
hamster.
15 boxes in, Blaze has 5 strikes. All of them came within the last 10 boxes. He's throwing a great ball right now.
He's a squirrel. He's got a big bushy tail.
Helps him with his balance with that big backswing.
A little to the left.
Might still work.
I think him blowing duck pin has allowed him to throw that ball harder.
Yeah, I think he actually has sped up his arm swing a lot. Oh man, punches out the 6-pin on a 2-pinner.
I'll have to ask him.
Can you tell I was not a very good student in biology? Squirrels do not run wheels.
Blaze.
He said it was good.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That wood was on.
Yep, I are smart.
Did he call it good or bad? He called
It was good. It was on the deck. Brian's gonna need a couple of big boxes here. Another double would help. While 6s are nice, it's gonna be a tough way to catch up.
My trade school diploma is what's saved me.
See if you can get this.
I think if I ever make the show, my least favorite shot will be the 4 horsemen with the 7-pin left over.
You have left that a lot. You did leave a lot of that
Yeah.
during the qualifying. That and the spread eagle were your favorite 2 leaves today.
That was the worst. Back-to-back spread eagles.
I believe actually on lane 6 you had 3 spread eagles and 3 4 horsemen with the 7-pin standing.
Yep. And I missed the show by that much.
By a hair. If Dean didn't show up, he would have been in.
Yep.
Oh, working ball for Brian. It's not too bad of a lead for Brian. If he can actually play that middle wood a little below the line where the 7-pin is.
Oh, I thought he was gonna steal it.
Turned around, didn't thinking it had a shot.
Almost, yeah.
Oh, at least a 10.
Brian's sitting at 89 after 8. Blaze is sitting at 87 after 6. Pretty much academic at this point. Especially, is that going to be
Are you gonna do it
another
again?
slow 6-pin?
Nope.
Oh,
Locked
stood
it
back
in.
up. Sandwich between them.
You know, I'm kind of wondering this one question. Is every first ball that he throws is a different ball?
I have noticed that. It seems that he tends to use the bright orange ball for his second ball a lot, while he uses the urethane ball.
Some people use certain balls for like certain throw. Like I actually have 3 bowling balls that I use, and I throw them in a specific order.
It does look like he's got different different types of balls. Whether that one being a urethane, it looks like he might also have a couple pro rubbers and tear mounts. So I'm wondering if one is for the ball to drive through, and then the other one is more for
Like a heavier ball?
yeah, to drive through on the first ball, and then the other ones are more for the ability to get the pins to splash afterwards. With that,
has the force again.
Hello.
With that, Blaze is at 114. He's got a 60-pin lead. So if Brian strikes out and Blaze has 2 zeros, we'll have a roll-off. Otherwise,
And no.
no, it looks like Blaze will be our new king.
Let's see how it goes though. You know, this show will come out after next week, but I'm hoping Blaze saves some of these marks, or throws some of these marks next week. He's my partner in the Outrun the Bear mixed doubles.
Next week at, I believe that's Millis,
Yep.
Brian's family.
Brian's family.
That is a 9 for Brian.
So now the question is, will he run around and get super excited over a shiny belt? To bring up the same joke somebody else just since I'm paying attention to everything, I don't even remember who brought that one up.
Is this John's first time being king of the palace? Is that correct?
I would believe so. I believe this is Johnny. If Johnny does win it, he would be the...
I think he becomes runner-up every single time that he does it.
I think Brian's now become the one who always becomes runner-up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's gonna be
So
out for
it's
blood
official?
next. He's gonna be out for blood next month.
it's official.
It is.
What is King of the Palace world title belongs to a squirrel.
What is the highest 2-string total that you guys have had? Has anybody broken the 300 mark?
Close.
I feel like in one of our other tournaments, didn't
It was really
Phil
close.
Clough pull that off in the Twin
I don't
City
remember.
tournament?
I'll have to do some research on that when I get back to you. I don't remember.
Blaze
I don't even watch my own show.
Well, that one wasn't taped.
If Blaze throws a double here, he actually has a shot at breaking 300 for 2. Oh, did I mark it as a strike? It was a spare. I'm sorry. Makes it a lot tougher to throw a double. Oh!
Wow.
Oh, man.
Technically, as long as you put in the 8, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
It's just a mark.
Well, I'm kind of wondering about that first ball. I'm very curious about that.
Did he
Well, you have to
he's not
interview
throwing
him
it this
to make
time.
sure you ask him.
But I think that's only because it's the last ball of the match. With that,
A 7 Phil.
Blaze finishes with a 149 for a 2-game total of 292 to Brian's 215.
That's impressive bowling.
It's got to be one of the highest 2 that I've seen on the show.
Most likely. I'll have to do some research and get back to you on it, but I think so. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to Watch Me Suck at Bowling. Now, let's get to our winner. Welcome back, everyone, to the King of the Palace off-season, sponsored by Watch Me Suck at Bowling. I'm here with my good friend, Johnny Blaze, a.k.a. The Squirrel, who, for the first time ever, has that on his shoulder. Johnny, number 1 seed, You went through Brian, who did his damage on defeating Dean Sullivan, and then Sean Sears. So you opened up with was it the 294 closing up, 292, 2-string total.
Yeah.
Very impressive, man. Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, it felt good. I knew I definitely had to stay focused and not look back to balls I threw in the ocean where I either got a good leave or bad leave, because Brian ran, I think, 4 marks in a row at the end to beat Sean. And if you look back, you get discouraged about your own bowl, and the offense on the other end catches up. So I knew I just had to go gung-ho the whole match. That's how we should always bowl.
Yeah, but I will say, when you're on, man. And you were on during the whole tournament as well, being the number 1 seed with the 622.
Yep. Yeah, I've been bowling well in this game and duck pin bowling lately. It's feeling good. Just gotta ride off that confidence and try to remember these moments. Because eventually you hit bad strings down the road. You gotta remember these good times. So.
Well, congratulations, champ. Anything you want to say to anybody in the audience?
Yeah, grandfather watching on FaceTime. Hey. My dad showed up. He's visiting from Virginia, so glad he got to see that. It's a special time.
Hello.
And thanks to everybody that showed up, making this tournament. Hopefully in the fall.
Well, we have one more in August
Yes. Yeah, I'll be here.
to defend the title.
Definitely.
All right, man. I know Dean Sullivan's probably gonna be itching to get that one back.
Yeah, I'll be
And me too, Squirrel. I'm coming for you.
I got
See that?
a stooge after me.
Certainly.
All righty. Well, thank you very much for tuning into the King of the Palace, and we'll see you all in August for the next version of the King of the Palace Watch Me Suck edition. Have a good night.
It looks like John Blaze just went ahead and never looked back. John took him out like a dragster going up against a burnt-out Honda Civic. There was just no competition there at all this time around, but who knows about next time? Stay tuned for the final King of the Palace Summer Edition for the year 2018 in the month of August. One fly in the ointment is that John has a duck pin tournament that very day. He gave up the King's option in order to compete in that, hoping to get here in time to defend his title. Will the Squirrel be able to avoid cars, being able to get here on time? Or will he have to forfeit? If he makes it, will he successfully defend the title? He has to run the full ladder. Find out next month on August's edition of King of the Palace Summer Edition. The following has been a Kingpin production, produced by Georgia 551's World of Crap. The scores displayed on screen came from official scorecards.